Hello there, and as usual, I'm Aaron from Laststandgamers, and welcome. So today we're taking a look around our latest server, Cataclysm. Now, Cataclysm is a giant space battle arena with plenty of asteroids, and also this really cool moon-based planet with an asteroid clashed into the side of it as a focus point to drive a bit of PvP and an area where players can go to investigate. So let's see what the players have been building, and the first place we're going to head over to is FPS. So scrolling through my admin window here, we have got FPS, and they've been working on a real spectacular looking ship. So you can just see the size of it compared to the asteroid they're parked next to. They've got this giant cylindrical station stash. It's actually a ship. It's got thrusters on the back. You can see they've got an antenna up at the front with this cool golden area behind it. Dipping inside, trying to be as quick as possible, but just show the beauty of some of these creations. You can see we've got the cargo containers down the center. We've got a little bit of a mining ship there as well. Popping back out, we've of course got the FPS logo on the side. We've got a ship that looks like it's under creation over on this side, and then we've got the rear thrusters there. It's a real cool, it's like a very classic space station sort of ship, something you'd see from like maybe a 1980s, 1990s movie. And they've got this other cool little craft here on the back with a cutaway segment at the rear for transporting either ships or cargo pods of some kind. Let's give it a little bit of a rotation and try to work out which way's up. I think that must be the top side of this particular ship. And has it got a little bit of a thrust? Oh, maybe it's not. Maybe that's the rear. And the driving area is here at the front. Ooh, and a cargo bay. I feel like a child in like a sweets shop or something here. They're just discovering more and more areas. What's this? That's cool. Is that like a little micro drone that they've tried to build to combat some of the DRF's creations? And then we've got an interior inside there. So it looks like it's perhaps this way around after all that spinning. God, I'm probably making you dizzy. And the ships can dock onto it just like that. So let's jump on to our next faction, RAB. RAB have always been a staple of our server for quite some time now. And they're always building some wacky and crazy designs. So what have they got us this time? Let's zoom ourselves out, let everything load in. There's a lot of creations around RAB's points. Now, RAB have been hitting some of our events with fighter swarms, plenty of fighters. You can see we've got some of these larger fighters up here, complete with their own cool missile design underneath. They've got a larger RAB ship here with both Gatling gun turrets on the top. It looks like it's had a little bit of damage. It's got its projector activated. Coming down here, we've got a larger ship here, complete with hangar bays. It's got a lot of missile bays at the front here, and they've got storage for plenty of fighters in there. That's a really cool little RAB ship. Has it got a name to it, this one? Because a lot of the RAB ones seem to have a name written on the side. It looks like it's had its B shot off. It's just RA at the moment, unless it's still being built. And then you've got the RAB Grey Area 8. This looks like a very heavily reinforced ship. Oh, thrusters are tucked behind there as well. So all the thrusters for this particular ship, except the bottom ones, look like they're tucked up inside. It's got heavy missile payload on the top, protected thrusters and missile pods in the back and the rear. Well, this is what I really wanted to have a look at. Look at this RAB ship. Wow. Let's just turn our light off for a moment and just... The cutouts, the way the glowing effects is stuck behind it. Oh, it's called the Hornet as well. What's inside here? Plenty of fighters. Plenty of fighters. RAB have got a lot of different designs of fighters as well. See, it's stacked 2 thick each way. 2 or 3, depending on the bay there. But this Hornet looks like it's going to be a serious, formidable threat to other factions. Plenty of fighters there as well inside. And then it's got a large missile payload. It's quite a narrow ship as well, so it's going to be quite effective in PvP sorts of battles. And I believe this blue machine up at the top is their miner and refiner type ship, holding their resources for storage. So let's continue on. We're actually going to be heading over. Let me have a look. We have HGI. Let's have a look what HGI have been working on. So we have a singular HGI ship out here. We might have to jump back to them. So let's go to MBS. And we'll see HGI when they're further down in the list. We might find one of their base locations. So over at MBS, it looks like they've been working on some really big ships as well. Got these large cells on either side, combined in Gatling gun turrets. These could actually be quite deadly, because it means it allows you to focus a lot of fire on one point towards you at the front, complete with the missile turrets there. They've also been working on some really big ships down here too. Look at that one. So this one looks like it's still being printed out. They tend to print a lot of things in layers. Let's turn our light back on so we can see things a little bit better. So we go through some of these areas, and you can see they've got the cell thrusters on the side that curve around and look absolutely lovely. Is this a printing device down here at the bottom as well? Look at that one. That one's got a really cool shine to it as well. What's this one? And just MBI written on the side there. Well, that looks really cool. A little welder there to weld up some of the turrets that break. Wow, nice work, MBI. An MBI? MBS. Let's continue on. So we are going to ASI now. So ASI are stationed down on one of the moon surfaces. So you'll notice that they've got 2 damaged ships that have just returned from an event. These ships are actually quite feisty, and due to the size, they're very mobile as well when I've seen them flying around in events. Behind this, we've got the docking and quick refuel area, complete with plenty of connectors for various different devices. Their printer is currently connected up. They have their mobile base, well, not mobile base, their static base to say, complete with plenty of turrets, a little bit of logo design, very cool. And also their drill ship back here. Going inside here, this isn't just filled with the usual. This is actually a really nicely laid out construction area, complete with a walkway, refineries over here. It's a really nice laid out refinery. It's not just everything compact for functionality inside there. So nice job there, ASI. So over to CFP. CFP, looks like we're going over to Frosty. We've got a few different ones here from CFP. Look like they're all from Frosty. So this CFP one is just a floating wreck out in space. We've got their utility small though. This is the issue sometimes when I'm looking for grids as well. I come across one that might be wrecked or damaged and is left out in space, and I can miss a whole collection of someone's ships. So over at this one, we've got ourselves this lovely cube, complete with storage for resources. It's got a printing system over on this side. It's very well reinforced, and it's also production as well. Got a little miner attached there, a little bullet miner. That's what it looks like to me. And then you've got Frosty's much larger ship here. It looks like it's complete in the late stages of construction with a giant hangar bay inside. A nicely detailed interior by the looks of it as well. These thrusters at the rear. Let's have a look at the thruster. Ooh, it's a combination of both iron and hydrogen. I love it. But still keen. You need to fix your hydrogen bug causing server lag. You've said you fixed it twice. Still no fix for it in sight. Still causing loads of lag on our servers. We've got a helipad up on the top here. Or maybe it's a hydrogen pad. I'm not too sure what that would mean. And it's got the Europa flag up there on the top. Very cool indeed. So moving away from them, we have, of course, DFP. What are DFP doing? Let's see. So DFP, the chocolate chip. That is, looks like it's some sort of small maneuver ship mounted on the top. So this is an Apathy build. And Apathy is currently hard at work in the early hours, or the late hours in the Australian time zone, working hard to complete himself this very stealthy looking ship. So you can see, even though the sun is reflecting on this at the moment, this ship remains quite dark and blends really quite well. So it's like one of his Defender variants. The Defender, originally built by Wizard on our servers, has really been quite popular and also been quite a scary ship to face, as it usually tends to spin around and decoy a lot of pods off. So we've got the larger hub, lots of armor tucked in here, and lots of supplies. Everything Apathy is going to need to continue building. As long as you can collect the resources, they're going to be quite safe within the ship. Very cool indeed. So we're moving on to D&D. Now D&D is usually a bit of Callum and some other. So it looks like Inky is part of D&D at the moment, and they've been helping build the Europa. Very cool. We've also got a little sneak preview of some of Conrad's work. We've got a relay outpost out here in space, possibly damaged from the event the other night and hasn't been removed yet. Lovely. We've got a little bit of a sneak preview of FPS. What are they up to? Oh, we saw them at the beginning. We went straight to them. I was wondering, this looks a very familiar ship. So over to G's. What's G been up to? Now G is quite a cool builder as well. We've got this nice little platform with these yellow highlights around the bottom. And when we've got the Bifrost ship complete with 2 launch cells on either side. Looks very familiar in design to a ship that comes to mind. I can't quite put my finger on the name of it. Maybe you can help me in the comment section below. But it does look familiar. A bit of a different shape. Lots of thrust and rocket pods on the side. What's the thruster cell like at the back here? So this is another hydrogen type build. And then they've got a mining ship here at the back. Very cool. So from G, we're going to go to MAF. So MAF, let's keep our eyes peeled. Let's have a look at some of MAF stuff. Oh, HGI are here. We could have a quick look at them while we're going past, because the other HGI one we had a look at the start was just a floating wreck out in space. But HGI have really got a lot going on in their secret location. Well, it ain't that secret anymore. But everyone knows I'm touring the servers. Let's let everything load in for a second. Okay. Come on, HGI, let it load in. You've got a lot of different things going on here. And let's do us a little favour and bring the sun around. This is another one of my ones that would compete for favourite outpost on the server currently. They've got this giant defence wall around the side with these little viewing towers. Not super necessary because we are in space. People can just fly over a wall, but cool nevertheless. You've got these little parking bays. I'll turn my light off so you can just get a bit more of a feel of what it's like. For various different fighters, you've got a grinding area. You've got some more fighters tucked in here. You've got some of their larger ships. This looks like a real cool one. You can see it's got the connection ports at the top. It looks like a little bit of a hauler slash transporter perhaps with the bays on the side here. Complete with a nice detailed interior with ships that can move up and down inside. Coming down here, we have some more of HGI's larger ships. They're still not finished by the look of these, but it's nice to see that they built a proper docking bay for them. It's very cool indeed. And then they've got the HGI LSG logo with HGI rules over the top of it. They've got themselves a giant 3D printer. A little medical area by the look of it here. What's this? Please leave HGI patients in the pit. We have too many. Okay. And then they've got another larger HGI ship that is tucked up here. Looks like it's took some damage from a recent event. Nevertheless, a really cool base that they've got going on there. So, away from HGI, we're actually on the way to have a look at MFA, weren't we? So, entity list. Jumping through past that to MAF. So, Tim. Good old Tim. Tim's always hard at work on our server, building some cool things. So, let's have a look where Tim is living. Oh, it looks like they're living on the planet. Oh, wow. Look at that thing up there. Let's get some sun on this. The players really have been hard at work on this server. So, MAF have a beaut. Look at the beaut of this. That is a stunning ship. Wow, there's so many lovely ships being constructed on this server at the moment. I can't wait to see them all show up to battle. Look at that rear thruster housing as well. So detailed. Up here, we've got some smaller docking bays, the cool logo of their faction. Some fighters docked up here, ready for response. And then right up at the top here, it looks like they are building themselves a real, quite giant vessel. Look at that. I like how it all extends out to this little bit at the end. Is there going to be like a little cannon in the middle there at the end or something? Looks like it's still got a lot of construction underway to go. I think we will have to have a word with some factions, though. There's a lot of factions who have been leaving their projectors on as I've been toying around that I'm not too happy about. Let's dip inside. So we've got internal thrusters, of course, filling up a lot of this space. A lot of it's hollow for the moment. Large cargo capacity. It's going to be very cool when they finally finish this off. I'm really liking the look of that ship. And it's just so massive. I can feel it so massive because my frame rate's dropping when I'm nearby it. So let's continue on. So from MAF, we are going to NAD. So entity list NAD. Still, a search function on here, Keen, would be lovely. It'd really help us out. NAB, not is it NAP? This is Biohazard. Let's have a quick look what Biohazard has been working. Let's have a quick tuck in here. So Biohazard's got himself quite the complex of ships. Look at this one. Look at the glow on that. Ooh, that is damn fun. I really like that. There's just so many amazing builds that are being built on this server. A nice chunky boy there as well, extra reinforced. And I think we are possibly upside down. We've got the Rival. got a few of these rival ships. It looks like they're mass producing these ships on some sort of system here. Very cool indeed. It's always nice when a faction gets a lot of large ships ready and prepared and they build a system for doing so. Is it like a welding system perhaps here at the front, or do they dock them up and weld them up one at a time? Very cool. Nice to see that. Looks like this asteroid's actually got a few resources that would be quite useful for them as well. So let's continue on. Nice work, Biohazard, and whoever's been working with him there. So dropping down the list, we are looking for NAD. So we have NAP that we've actually had a look at. NAD. Oh, it was it wasn't a D, it was a P, so we did look at the right people. Very good. So TRK we're going to have a look at next. So we've had a look at all these guys. Oh, we've got RSB. I didn't spot them in the list before. What's Cajun Spice been building? Because sometimes, even though I look through this list and go over it and write down all the bases we're going to have a look at, it feels like some of the bases, when I'm looking at the list, don't show up straight away. So when I come back the second time in the video, I find myself finding more and more stuff. So here's what Cajun's been working on. Looks like he's been to a battle recently as well. He's got like a bit of a 40k feeling ship here. And this larger base platform in his traditional, would you say Gothic style? Where it's got a lot of like, feel like traditional architecture and like a steampunk-esque vibe to things when he creates them. It's really nice to see other people's styles like that and how they continue to develop through the builds that they're working on. So let's go back to our list, continue working our way down. So we have got TRK to have a look for, but we might find someone else on the way. It's very likely. So RSB, we have got Banana D with his SNJ. We have got SSSS. Let's have a quick look. So they're still starting out. That was 10 days ago since they've logged on, so it's very likely that they've given up. Have a quick flip through some of these. We've got the Needle Scouts, and here we are at TRK. So let's see what TRK have been working on. Ooh, looks like quite a big ship, to be honest. Oh, and of course they've got a giant picture of me on the side there. Some of the players on this server. Look at that storage at the back, though. That looks like quite a capable storage mechanism. Have we got a projector been left on here as well? I'm not too sure. It looks like they're still in the early stages of construction. They've not had plenty of time. I do understand some players go on at it for days on end, and some players just manage to play it after work. So it's interesting what they get done in different amounts of time. So nice work there, TRK. Let's continue ourselves on. So scrolling down, we have got UIS, the Fluffy Unicorn. So let's see what the Fluffy Unicorn has been up to. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, what has he been doing down here? So hidden in this cave network, the Fluffy Unicorn has been creating things of space engineer nightmares. It's taking a second to load. You have to give me a minute and we'll scroll around the corner. It's just loading all the objects. There we go. Oh, look at these things. Oh, these are great. Look at, are these rocket pods? Oh, this unicorn's got rocket pods. That's going to be scary. I've not seen these yet in a battle. And they've got a moving tail. Oh, these could be a serious competitor on the field there. What have they got? They've got a thruster bum door. Interesting. And then they've got this cool building behind here that I'm guessing is storage and processing. Yeah, it's storage and processing, all very advanced in this pinkish Tron vibe. They are actually really fun. I really like them. They're probably going up to, you know, one of my favourite ships on the server. Very dangerous. What's going on here? We've got a little unicorn logo there. Very fun ship. Something very different. It's nice to see. Let's continue on. So from UIS, we've got H2K to visit. It's going to be quite a long one today. There's a lot of really great stuff that's been built on the server. So H2K, we are visiting Shuck's Outpost. So over at Shuck's Outpost, we have this giant ship. Look at the sort of flow though of the design and the build. You've got this curve that arches into the center of the ship, and it's got a classic Shuck name, the Dumpster Fire. Doesn't look anything like a Dumpster Fire, Shuck. It looks amazing. I remember when Shuck took some time and built us a lot of the IC ships for various movie roles and whatnot, and he certainly can build. Look at this engine bay pod here at the back on this tilt. He has been a bit naughty and left his projector on there. possibly been in a battle. And then up at the top, they've got this giant 3D printer and a mining ship attached to it there as well. Nice work, Shock. Nice work. H2K doing some good stuff. So we have MCM to visit next. MCM, you've probably heard of them before. They've been around quite a while. Mr. Noodles. The Noodlesaurus. Let's see what they've been up to. So they are actually currently still building a ship. Oh, what possible ship could this be? That's under construction. Looks like they're doing a layered construction. Still got quite a bit to build by the look of it. Maybe resources are running low, or they've not got a super amount of time, but they'll get it done. There's still plenty of time. And something that I want to let players know is we are extending this server an extra week, just because of the amount of fun that you guys have been having. And Conrad also wants to run some extra weeks, an extra week's events. So it's going to be quite fantastic. Let's move ourselves on. So from MCM, we're going to have a look at SWI. And we know SWI and their strange alien-like creations usually tend to be Shay stealing ships and mutating them. So let's have a look. So in this catacomb tucked down here, looks like Shay's been hard at work harvesting DRF ships. So there's a number of DRF ships here. It looks like she's captured and began harvesting with this strange, creepy-looking ship design. We did a whole video on why she colours different things, it's certain colours, and as parts break on a traditional ship, she takes them over with the green and the blue and the red colours. Look, there's like a... So this looks like maybe it was a HGI ship? Possibly in the past. That's been consumed by Shay's construction. Two ships that have been stuck together here. Very cool, very creepy as well. Let's have a little bit further. So she's also got 3 ships here to build on as well. Oh, there we go. Look, Shay's working away, converting the ship with some green growths on the side of it. Anyway, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Let me know in the comment section which was your favourite ship that you saw today. Was it the unicorn? Was it Shay's strange alien craft that's been consuming other craft? Was it the FPS big cylinder? Let me know in the comment section below. I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.